What's up, guys? Episode 12, What's the Catch? Back here again with Kyle Tice, our co-host. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing good, Rocco. How we feeling today? This fine Tuesday evening.
Feeling great. A lot of sports news recently. I'm liking it. We're getting back into the swing of things. But first off, how's
Yes,
school and
sir.
things?
Everything's good. Just started practice up, so that's a little bit of a grind. But I'm
Sure.
really excited about the news that went on in sports, and I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. You could go first. You could bring up the first subject.
All right. So first of all, probably the biggest news that we got football-wise, Dak Prescott got a mega deal in Dallas. He's got 4 years, 160 million, 126 guaranteed, 75 million the first year. This is a huge financial commitment. I mean, to a team that was just on Russell Wilson's trade list of destinations. There was a little speculation there for a while, but the Cowboys get their guy. I think too much money. I don't know about you.
Um, I like the deal. I know it's a lot of money. 4 years,
hmm
160 mil, 75 mil the first year, but it's going into where the quarterback market is heading. So I see what Dak was saying. We saw how the Cowboys were without Dak. They were awful. We knew they had to sign him. He had all the leverage after he got hurt. Usually it doesn't work that way, but they were terrible. And Dak's a top 10 QB when he plays. So I think you lock up your franchise guy. Yes, you spend a lot of money, but Jerry Jones always spends a lot of money. It doesn't really matter to him. So I think it's a great deal, even though it's a little pricey. And Dak will have in 4 years another shot to get a lot of money. What
And
about
like we
you?
always say, like franchise quarterbacks, once you got them, you got to lock them up. So I agree with the move in that aspect. And you brought up a good point about 4 years from now, we don't know where the quarterback market's going to be. So this will probably be in that range at some point with like the new TV deals and they do the restructuring of the contracts. So
Yeah,
it probably will be in the ballpark area once 160 million for 4 years for a quarterback. So I mean, it was a good deal. They did get their guy, Dak's franchise quarterback there, so
yeah.
that works.
And another
They're
thing
still gonna
is,
lose the division every year. Doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean they got fixed things on defense, but I think, like we said, he's their guy. But trading for Russell Wilson was unrealistic and just idiotic
Yeah, it was
because
never gonna happen.
he's making like five less mil a year, and yeah, he's great. He's probably top five QB, but Dak is top 10. Are you really taking that trade off? And you have to trade assets when you have your guy right there. He already knows the system. So I think it's a good move. But this also like sets up, what does this do for the next big contract? What does this do for Josh Allen? What does this do for Lamar? Where's the market for them now? Obviously not as much
And
as
also,
Patrick Mahomes, but not as
they said
little
that
as Dak.
the the Ravens were in talks, like they were doing. They just began talks for an extension for Lamar. So you're right. It does wonder where some of these guys are going to project. Like if Josh Allen does have another MVP caliber season, you
Yeah.
never know how much money these guys are going to get paid. I mean, numbers wise, I don't know how it'll work, but it's just going to keep skyrocketing. The cap space is not existent. It's a fake thing. They just make it up. I'm sure of it. Every single year it's like, oh, the cap went up. We get paid this guy $150 million.
So
It just
you
doesn't
think
make any
it's turning
sense.
into baseball where it's unlimited luxury tax in a way?
Unlimited cap, yeah.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
cap salary cap's up there of things that I just don't understand. Like I don't understand how the cloud works and
yeah,
all those
I
things.
know.
So yeah.
I know what you mean. But entering free agency, we saw some franchise tags. We saw some people they let walk. A guy who got franchise tagged who was not happy was probably Allen Robinson. I mean, they've had a year to discuss long term deals with him. He wanted to stay. He wanted to discuss a long term deal. They would not talk about extension. And then you have the nerve to go out there and then franchise tag him when he obviously wants to leave now. I just don't think it's right by the franchise, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if he sat out. I don't think he's the type of guy to do that, but he might.
Yeah, it would shock me if he sat out, but like you just said, it was a year that they didn't talk to him. He put out a couple tweets. The Bears haven't talked to me. The Bears haven't this. I mean, if he was a priority, the Bears should have talked to him. They should have went
Yeah.
out there and discussed it and tried to keep him in Chicago before you just throw the franchise tag on him. Pretty much to me, what it seemed like, it seemed like they were just jumping to a conclusion and they're trying to pave the way after that. Like they wanted to franchise tag him and then try to smooth over the relationship just to make sure he didn't leave.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the difference of being a good organization and a great organization. Having that relationship with players like that, open floor where they could speak, they can get the extensions. It just shows that why the Bears haven't had success in the last however many years.
Yeah, it's also like the franchise tag has turned into a way of trapping players. It's not like a mutual agreement, Like for the Leonard
Mhm.
Williams and the Giants, I feel like that was mutual. They want to work something out. But for Allen Robinson, he's discussed that he's not happy that they didn't discuss with him contracts over the year. So he wants to go. But the Bears are kind of saying, like, screw you. We're just going to franchise tag you. You have to play for us. So I
Yeah,
feel like they should change it a little. I don't know how they would do that. I'm not technical like that.
have
But
like the players union or something like that. Like
yeah,
try
yeah,
to make headway. Yeah, it does make sense.
for sure. And next, another big market wide receiver who might be going to your Giants. We don't know. Kenny Galladay. How do you
Hmm.
feel about that?
I actually had this discussion today. Like, is he worth the money? He's an all-pro caliber receiver when he plays, but there's a heavy emphasis on when he plays. I would take him not for less than the money he's asking for now, but I would love to have him on the Giants. Like financially, it would work out like that, no doubt. I think Kenny Galladay is a fantastic receiver, and if we do get a receiver in the draft, that would make it even better.
Yeah, because the Giants definitely need receiver help. This is a big year
We
for
need
Daniel
weapons, yeah.
Jones. It's a big year for Daniel Jones. He's having Saquon back. He struggled with Saquon his rookie year. So we'll see if they get a wide receiver like Galladay. It would be great for them, but like you said, he has to play, and he's one of those players who would be so much better without injury. I thought they would have franchise tagged him, but they probably thought the same thing. Is he worth the money if he's not going to play?
I was for some reason in my mind I thought that like Robinson and Galladay, whatever one of them did, both of them were gonna do. So I expected both of them to get tagged, like
Yeah,
after the Allen Robinson news. But you're right,
yeah,
Kenny Galladay does hit the market. That's interesting. I'm actually really excited to see where he goes because I think he'll be really good in a different organization.
yeah. He definitely will, and if he could get some training staff to help him not get injured off the
Yeah.
top.
So he can't go to the Chargers then.
Yeah, no,
They have
or the
terrible
or the
choice.
49ers, or
Step.
the 49ers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but another thing, Aaron Jones walked free. I expected this though. You dropped AJ Dillon, had a good season. He had a good season. I mean, Aaron Jones is good, but we've seen running backs aren't worth the money. I mean, they're just not worth the money
Mhm.
anymore, unless you got a guy like Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and even people don't think Christian McCaffrey is worth the money. So I think it's smart for the Packers to move on. You got AJ Dillon. It's going to work just as well. And Aaron Jones is in the market. Some people think the Jets. Some people think the Dolphins. We'll see. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to pay a lot of money for Aaron Jones. He's solid, but he's not great.
Yeah, it was kind of a writing on the wall moment, like when they drafted Dillon, like putting in Jones in a put up or shut up situation. But towards the end of the year, they relied on Dillon, so like we saw this move come from a mile away. I personally think he was going to go to the Dolphins.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just have a little hinkling about the Dolphins.
Don't like Gaskin? Don't like Miles Gaskin?
It kind of contradicts like what I'm going to bring up later in the episode about the mock draft, but
Okay.
free agency could totally change everything. Our mock drafts aren't going to be accurate either way.
Yeah, free agency. It's going to be good this year, definitely. We got Malcolm Butler, game-winning interception in the Super Bowl. Walks free. Shocked about that, actually. Malcolm Butler has been a little underappreciated, I feel like, over the past few years. Yeah, he's not been excellent, but he's a solid cornerback. But I guess didn't want to pay him money, didn't want to tag him. So I'll be interested to see where he goes. He'll definitely get another shot, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's a super solid pro. He'll go somewhere for sure, and he'll be fine. But yeah.
We could get right into the mock draft part 2. We could do the next 10 picks of the draft. We ended up last mock draft. We ended on 10 with the Cowboys. We both had them taking corners. Now we got
Just to refresh everybody, I had them taking Farley.
okay,
Dallas.
and I had Who did I have them? I had them taking J.C. Horn. I had 3 cornerbacks going in the top 10. 3. So we got the Giants at number 11. And
Wait, I hate to interrupt. Do you want to run through? We could just run through real quick who we picked. Just
oh
a
yeah,
quick list.
we could do that. You
Just
go
to
first.
refresh if we got new
Yeah,
listeners or anything like that.
yeah. New list. You go first. You go first. Good idea.
All right, so 1, Jags taking Trevor Lawrence. 2, Jets taking Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
3, Finns, Devontae Smith. Atlanta Falcons, Justin Fields. Eagles, Kyle Pitts. Lions, Jamar Chase. Carolina, Trey Lance. Denver, Patrick Surtain. And Dallas, Farley.
Okay, so I had the Jags Lawrence. I had the Jets Sewell. I had Miami taking Chase. I had Atlanta taking Parsons. I had the Panthers trading up and taking Wilson. I had Philly taking Smith. I had the Lions taking Farley. I had the Bengals taking Slater. I had Denver taking Surtain. And I had Dallas taking Horn. So now we're at pick number 11. And as a Giants fan, I'll let you go first.
All right. And this brings us right back to our point that we were just saying about the Giants and needing weapons. So pretty much Daniel Jones, this is a huge year for him. It answers if he's the guy or he's not the guy. So I think at 11 we take Jalen Waddle. He's a fantastic receiver when he's healthy. Granted, he got hurt last year, but he'll be a complete game changer, I think, in the Giants offense. And that'll hopefully be a good receiver on our team for like 6-7 more years.
Yeah, I have to agree. I got them taking Waddle too. Waddle gets a little underappreciated because of his injury, but he's still a great receiver, and I think he could help the Giants out if they don't get a guy like Galladay. So I think we both agree here with Waddle.
I think he's in the same boat as Jamar Chase, like kind of out of sight, out of mind. A lot of people just are thinking of other receivers that they've seen play more, like recency bias, you know?
Yeah.
But Waddle's still a dog, in my opinion. He'll be perfect fit for the Giants.
Yeah, so after that, we got the 49ers. And, I mean, there's a lot of different ways the 49ers could go here. They could trade down, but I got them taking a shot on Trey Lance. I mean, Jimmy G is okay. They're saying Jimmy G is their guy, but we've seen Jimmy G miss a lot of important throws and a lot of easy throws. I mean, I recall in the Super Bowl, in my opinion, he missed a wide open Emmanuel Sanders and cost him the game. So I don't know if you could really build off that. And he's older now, so I got them taking Trey Lance.
If I had Trey Lance still available on my board, I think the 49ers take him. Kind of like a best available situation I think they're in, the Niners. So I have him taking Micah Parsons. For some reason on my board, he slipped. Might have forgot about him. He might actually slip in real life. You never know. But if Parsons is there at 12, I think the 49ers take a chance. Just beef up that defense even more. Because Jimmy G, they're financially invested in him. They might as well just keep him around for now.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, after that, we got the Chargers. I mean, Chargers in an interesting spot too. They're not a bad team. They got a bright future. But
they got outcoached all last year.
Yeah, they just couldn't put the wins together, and we've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this year, new coach, they'll be able to put some wins together. And this draft pick is very important because you just got Justin Herbert, great player. I mean, I think you got to protect him. You got to go Darsaw. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I got
the big guy from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I got them taking Darsaw at this pick to protect Justin Herbert.
I had I had this kind of flipped right here. I have the Chargers taking Slater out of Northwestern, only because I was watching his pro day today, and they had him he ran a 4.88. He's a little undersized, but I think he's fast, and just in general you need to protect Herbert, so they'd take Slater. I think any lineman really there would work.
I think he's the better lineman. I had him going earlier, so I would have taken him here, but he was just off my draft board. So I think, again, we both have them taking similar players. So then we go into the Vikings, who are an underperforming team. They are just always not winning when they should be. And I don't really know what the problem is. I think it's the defense because they have a good offense. So I got them taking Gregory Rousseau. I think they need the help. Him and Hunter, opposite sides, would be very good.
He's really good, yeah.
So if he slips there, you take him. You You don't take Trask. You stick with Cousins. Cousins isn't terrible. So I got them taking
Uh-huh.
Rousseau.
For the Vikings, like especially how you introduced the pick, like you just have no idea what's wrong with the Vikings, and you don't have any idea who they're going to draft. So I figured the most Vikings way would just be to draft an O lineman. So I have them taking Darisaw too, Virginia
Okay.
Tech. And then
Respect.
the next one we got. This one is a huge speculation pick. Nobody knows what the Patriots are going to do at 15. I saw 15 different mock drafts that had defense, they had quarterback, they had running back, they had receivers, they had like slot receivers. So, I mean, I just figured they'd try to go out, hit a home run. They take Mac Jones at 15. Hot take.
Okay, well, I absolutely agree. I got them taking back Jones too because I could see them resigning Cam Newton, but I don't think it's likely. Cam's a little
No.
washed. Cam's a little washed. Hate to say it, but I think they try to get that their next Brady. They're seeing all the talk that Mac Jones is better than Tua. Mac Jones is better than Tua. So I think they take it. They take a shot at him. This pick isn't really huge for them. There's not really like I don't really see them going wrong with Mac Jones. They need a quarterback. So
Yeah, it's not huge. It's not a huge pick if they don't take a quarterback. But if they take a quarterback, anytime you take a quarterback in a draft, it's big news, you know? But if they do take Mac Jones, like you were just saying, I think it'll be a good move.
Yeah. And then next we got the Cardinals who just got J.J. Watt. So I originally thought they were going to go D lineman, but not anymore because they got J.J. Watt. And like you said about Parsons, this guy slipped on my draft board. I got them going Pitts, and I think that just makes their offense incredible. I don't think Pitts will be here. Now looking at my board again, but if he is, good for the Cardinals. They have Pitts, they have Hopkins, they have Murray, they have Chase Edmonds at running back, and they have Kirk. So I think their offense will be deadly, and they're already like ensuring their defense with Watt, Simmons, Jones. So I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with if Pitts drops to them.
And like you said, I had them going defense too before the J.J. Watt trade. And then once they brought in J.J. Watt, I had him taking Greg Rousseau from Miami. So that would have been terrible. It's another defensive end.
Yeah.
Instead, I have Cardinals going running back because you detailed their offense and you said Chase Edmonds. I mean, I think Chase Edmonds is really good. Don't get me wrong.
As a
but
two-back.
if Najee Harris is there,
Okay.
if Najee Harris is there, he's an absolute dog. He played at Bama. He won who knows how many national championships. And I feel like every time in a big game, you would just like look at him and Najee Harris would have a million touchdowns. I think you got to take him right there. He's a playmaker. It'll totally work out.
Yeah, for sure. Because they're definitely missing one more X factor. Kenyon Drake kind of turned into a bust. He's not that guy.
Agreed.
He had that good run. People were clowning Adam Gase for ruining all these guys' career. But Kenyon Drake's just not that good of a football player. We saw him just not too great. And now we have the Raiders. People are saying John Gruden is the worst off-season coach of all time. He makes terrible moves, terrible draft picks. I saw a tweet today, like 6 terrible moves he made. I forget them off the top of my head. But I think they go Kwity Paye here. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the Raiders are such an awkward team too. They went Ruggs last year when there were so many great wide receivers. I'm not saying Ruggs is a bust yet, but I say they go D lineman here, Kwity Paye.
I have them taking Paye as well. Best available situation. He's really good on defense. I just think that they'll take him right there. That's just the way it'll roll.
Yeah.
And then who we got next? The Dolphins.
Yeah. Dolphins.
All right. So I have the Dolphins beefing up the receiver room. I have them taking Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. Granted, I probably don't think this is going to happen. Like I said, my whole order is kind of messed up. But if Bateman's there and they don't end up getting a receiver at 3, they go a different direction. They trade the pick. Maybe Bateman is a playmaker for them on the outside, and he'll be there at pick 18.
Okay. I have the Finns going Jalen Phillips on D-line. Again, I could see I could see them going running back, but I think they found that guy in Miles Gaskin. So I think they try to ensure the defense a little bit. Get Jalen Phillips, solid D lineman, 18th pick. Boom or bust. We
Yeah,
don't know.
it'd be a reach if Harris is off the board to take a running back there,
Yeah.
just because it's not a solidified running back class. So good D lineman or receiver right there would work for them.
Yeah. And then next, we got the football team. A lot of interesting things going on there. Today they tagged Brandon Scherf. I got them going QB on the last best available QB. I got them taking Trask. I mean, they need a QB. They could be not contenders. They would be good if they had a QB. They got a great defense. They had a great draft last year. I could see them getting Cam Newton, and that would change this pick completely. But I think they could go in Trask. You gotta go Trask.
Yeah, Trask is my pick too, and I think that only because Trask, like when Mac Jones kind of blew up in the last couple weeks of just his like combine workouts and like his receivers saying that he's better than Tua and stuff like that. I feel like the spotlight has kind of went away from Trask. So maybe when scouts see him thrown again, he'll create a lot of chatter, some buzz, and the football team thinks they make a big move right there and they take Trask. So he kind of falls into their lap, but I do think Kyle Trask is going to be a football teamer.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And then the last pick of this mock draft, I got the Bears taking
The Bears.
another D lineman, Christian Barmore from Alabama. I know I'm taking a lot of D linemen, but I think their defense is great. Obviously, the Bears need a quarterback, but no more quarterbacks on the board. So I think they just get their defense even better. Get a young rookie in Barmore.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I mean, you don't get wrong on an Alabama defensive lineman, really ever.
Yeah,
And he'll be a game changer for the Bears.
we start to see the draft board starting to look alike. I mean, because this draft is like decently deep, but like these teams need not that many positions of needs, in my opinion.
There's a million ways for each draft to go to. It's kind of just one thing that'll trigger a completely different style of a draft.
If we get one pick wrong earlier, changes the whole draft. So that's why mock drafts are so possible. So it's just our opinions. Apparently, we have very similar opinions according to these mock drafts.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, we'll see. We'll see for the next 10 picks, 12 picks. We'll do the last 12 picks in the next.
Yeah, we'll finish it out.
We won't save it 2 picks for one episode. That'd be pretty crappy of us. But other than that, another great episode. You got anything else to say, Kyle?
No, thanks for listening.
Yeah, have a great day.